Hello, welcome again to the Urgent Hour channel. This is the place where you'll get the most accurate prophetic teaching as it is unfolding. Yes. So what we do on this channel, we go into the prophetic scriptures and we show the videos. So if for those who have been watching these videos, you will notice that you'll be getting a lot of cuts, clipping videos. It is because I want to show you what is happening. Then I read the prophecies, put them together for you to perfectly understand the prophecies as they are unfolding. Again, this is a place where you will get the most accurate prophetic teaching. Today, I want to look further into identifying the enemies of Jesus Christ and his followers. I'm going to say this. We are living very close to the coming of Jesus. And so, the controversy, the war, it is very intense. It is very important that we know who the enemies are, yes. What is it they're doing? And as time goes on, I will show you what is it that Jesus Christ will be doing. Yes, welcome again. Again, my name is Sister Melissa Henry. I am a Seventh-day Adventist, and we're going to begin today to look at an event that is just around the corner. It's called COP30. It says, the 30th UN Climate Conference will take place from 6 to 12 November 2025 in Belém, Brazil. And that's just a couple days away. It will bring together world leaders, scientists, and non-governmental organizations and civil society to discuss priority actions to tackle climate change. COP30 will focus on the efforts needed to limit the global temperature increase to 1.5 Celsius, the presentation of new national action plans, NDCs, and the progress on the finance pledges made at COP29. And so these were leaders. They'll be coming together to make plans. And I know as Seventh-day Adventist, we have a fair understanding of what this whole climate change agenda is. Yes, yes, yes. And I trust that for those who don't understand, please do your research. As a matter of fact, whatever information I give to you, it is for you to do fact checking. I'm going to make sure even the videos I send, I will give where they get their source. Don't just take my word for it, please. Don't just take their word for it, please. Go back to the source to make sure what is said, it is true. Because we hear a lot about conspiracy theories, and we want to make sure that what we are saying, it is fact. It is fact. It is truth. It is scripture. So I'm going to begin with the first video. And it's just to highlight a little more of what COP30 will be.
Sessions and a lot to chew over. I'm really glad to be joined by three of my colleagues from Bloomberg News, and the idea is we will give you a bit of an insight into the things that we're looking at, the things that are exciting and interesting us, and of course one big topic on our mind and no doubt a lot of your minds is COP30. Not just the cost of the accommodation or where people are going to find somewhere to sleep, but also the topics on the agenda. Quite clearly, there's a lot of hard work to go in before that summit in November. Just recently, the UN's climate chief, Simon Steele, said, he couldn't sugarcoat it. They've got to go faster, further, and fairer to get things on track for what is, as we all know, a real pivotal point of the year for the climate sector. I'm most interested, I'm going to take a liberty here as the moderator and tell you what's interesting me.
Again, if you are not informed as to exactly what this climate change agenda is, please do your research. As the gentleman says, and this is a Bloomberg report, that they are going to go fast. They want to go furious. Because in their mind, what they want to tell us is that something catastrophic, something urgent is on the horizon. We must be informed as God's people of exactly what is happening, yes. Because all these things, they are prophetic related. We'll continue to listen.
First, and then we'll come to you. I must say as well, we are very, very interested to hear your questions. So we will hit briefly on the things that we're interested in, but hopefully you have questions for us, because hopefully we can hear from you too. I'm quite interested in the climate finance question. Clearly, in Baku, in Azerbaijan last year, that was absolutely pivotal. You know, the $300 billion that was pledged to be mobilized.
Yes, so that is it for that video. Climate change, $300 billion. And even as I will do further videos, you will see their plans. What is it that I want to use this money for? So what we have heard so far, it is that it is a United Nations agenda. Now, who or what is the United Nations? If they are behind this, it is important that we know who they are and what is it that they believe. So this other video is going to help us to understand better, yes, who really is leading. Who is the United Nations? They're calling the shots, so to speak, yes. They're the ones making the decisions for us. So who are they? Let us take a look.
Hello. In the traditional motion picture story, the villains are usually defeated. The ending is a happy one. I can make no such promise for the picture you're about to watch. The story isn't over. You and the audience are part of the conflict.
United Nations headquarters, which was built in 1945 and financed largely by John D. Rockefeller. Inside UN headquarters is an ominous meditation room. The custodian of the meditation room is Lucis Trust Company. At one time, the Lucis Trust was located at 666 United Nations Plaza and was formerly named Lucifer Publishing Company. The Rockefeller-funded UN meditation room is 33 feet long and 18 feet wide. 18 feet is 6 plus 6 plus 6. The small, dimly lit, windowless room was built in the shape of a pyramid that is laying on its side. At the center of the room is a 4-foot-high, black, casket-shaped stone slab, which weighs 6.5 tons and is extremely magnetic and rests on a concrete pillar. The pillar descends beneath the floor into the bedrock and taps into the Earth's hyperdimensional energies to induce a state of altered consciousness. Not far from the meditation room is the United Nations Security Council chamber. This is the emergency room of the UN, where the world leaders meet when there is a threat to peace. They decide the fate of nations. Notice the giant mural that towers over the Security Council room. The central focus of the UN mural is the phoenix bird that has risen. The phoenix bird is a symbol of Lucifer. The Egyptians believed that the phoenix symbolized a god who rose to heaven in the form of a morning star like Lucifer after his 5...
So what are we doing? We're identifying those who are leading, the leaders of the world. What is their belief system? And as we would have seen that these people, they'll be meeting in a couple of days, and it is to determine the outcome of what will happen on earth. Now, so far, what we have seen, these people, who they worship, who is it that they give their allegiance to? Let us be very careful. Again, these videos that I'm showing, I'm asking you, please do your own research. And why I choose the videos I choose, it is because I would have, over a period of time, would have done my personal research to see that what they're saying is accurate. Yes, you do yours, because we have to know, we must know what is happening. We are the wise, yes. The true followers of Christ, we are the wise. We must know. Continue to play the video.
Their immolation of death and rebirth. Notice that the phoenix bird is not standing above his own ashes. He is standing above his old skin. Like a snake, he has shed his old skin and is revealing himself as God at the center of the mural. At the top left, there is a church steeple without a cross. The missing cross symbolizes the death of Christianity. Below, a woman receives the rays of the sun god, while the man in front of her plays Pan's flute. To their right are two pyramid symbols and people joined together by a long blue serpent-like claw. Below the risen phoenix, a sword is driven through a dragon beast. This represents the killing of old beliefs and religions that depicted Lucifer as a beast. The New World religion worships him as beautiful. Behind the phoenix, the ghostly figures of the walking dead are stepping into a void. They symbolize depopulation. On the right panel, the pale horse from the book of Revelation is the bringer of death to humanity through weapons, hunger, and disease. The man is releasing him. The chained black man represents slavery, while the top panel of the mural shows a technologically advanced white race who control industry, art, and science. In this post-apocalyptic mural, the military man standing on the tail of the beast represents worldwide military power.
I am not gonna show the entire video because it's gonna take up a lot of the time of this video. So I will make sure I leave a link where you can watch the entire video for yourself. Now, what we would have heard, it should cause us as Christians to really realize that it's not ordinary times. No. These people, they're here to destroy Christians. And so let us not be fooled by what they appear. Let us do our research. Now, I'm going to show the response of the governments. And I am particularly staying in the US. Why? It is because, according to Revelation 13, we know the lamb-like beast, which is the United States of America, that is where the final unfolding will take place as it relates to the prophetic scene and what will happen to God's people, or what they'll be trying to do that will usher in the coming of Christ. And so that is why I'm going to stay in the US. So what I'll do at this time is to show you the response of both political parties as it relates to the United Nations. Now, again, when you're doing prophecy, it has to do with governments, it has to do with kings. So I am not here endorsing any political party. I want to make sure I say that. Because as we read the book of Revelation, we'll realize that in the United States, we will have, that's where the image beast, which is the mark of the beast. As I would have said before, I'm going to go into that aspect of prophecy a little down the road. Where I am focusing now, it is where we are, yes. It is the things that we see unfolding right now. That is where I'm focusing. So I am not endorsing any political party. I am not pointing finger at either one to say this is bad or that one is good. No, they are both Christ's enemies. They are both. It's just that one is operating at a particular time. And so that is why we must be able to identify that time. And so as it usher in the other phase, that time, we will identify too. Yes, yes. I would have prayed before I started these videos, and I want to encourage you to do the same. Please kneel down and pray and ask God to give you His Holy Spirit so you can understand what is happening so that we can do God's will. So at this time, I'm going to show you the response of one political party as it relates to the United Nations and what is it they're doing, especially where climate change is concerned.
Over the past 2 years, a third of Americans have been personally affected by extreme weather events. 1/3. Folks, this is what climate change looks like. Only it looks worse if we don't do something now. So let me tell you, the Inflation Reduction Act includes $369 billion to combat climate change. And from day one, we've been working to reduce our carbon emissions. Thanks to the historic law, by the year 2030, we'll be reducing emissions on a yearly basis by 1 billion tons a year. We're focusing on communities that have been denied basic security and basic dignity that comes with clean air, clean water, and clean energy jobs. And that have been denied environmental justice. I signed an executive order to make it...
Wow. So that would have been the response of the former administration as it relates to climate change. And let us again remember that $300+ billion, yes, that is what that's a budget that these people will be using to push this agenda. Yes, so again, I'm going to post the link of these videos so you can watch all of it. I'm just showing clippings because I just want you to get the understanding of the different beliefs or the different opposition take as it relates to their stand on certain matters of urgency. So that was the former administration. I'm going to show you now this administration, what is their take on climate change.
Years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world, but then it started getting cooler, so now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail.
So, what am I doing? I am not here endorsing any person or any party. Two things. I am highlighting the enemies of Jesus Christ and their agenda. But I want us to also understand that as the prophecy of Revelation 13 identifies the lamb-like beast, and that we see the two horns They represent the two different political parties. They are not friends. They don't have the same agenda. We know that sometimes when we see politics, we would say that, they are just here to trick the people. They're on the same side, and, they're just here to fool us. That's not it in this case. The two different parties in the United States of America, they have two different agendas. Yes. But what is key, none of them are for Christ. None. So one party is operating at a certain time frame with their agenda that is against Christ and his followers. The next party will also do the same. They too will operate at a different time with their agenda against Christ and his followers, and they'll be at each other too. They're not friends. So at this point, I'm going to take a break, and then I'll come back to show you further the enemies of Jesus Christ, the enemies of righteousness, what they're doing now, right now, not yesterday, not yesteryear. The prophecies are unfolding now as we speak. Yes, all these videos, they are recent. A lot of things are happening right here in the US, and persons are not aware. But again, it's not gloom and doom. No. Christ has a beautiful plan to save us, and I'm going to get there soon. It is not gloom and doom. We have a work to do. It's very urgent. Thank you again for joining the Urgent Howard channel, and stay tuned for the continuation of this prophetic word. God bless you. Love you.